It's turning chains just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the...
Hey guys, what's up? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, of course. And yeah, you guys are already talking about it in the chat a little bit, but you may have noticed that I just changed the title of this video, which was the Monster Energy Supercross 3 YouTuber tournament competition, whatever you want to call it, to now it's postponed. Essentially what happened is we got everybody together and it looked like it was going to work. But when we actually started playing, it was a little bit kind of like skippy and stuff like that. And the, Italian developers from Milestone were basically like, yeah, we should probably fix this before we do this full stream. So now they told us, let's go ahead and we'll just do a little solo streaming for you guys today. They don't want us to play online, obviously, but I'll still play a couple of the tracks, show off a couple of things that we have with the preview build so you guys can actually see the game. And, I'm not just leaving you out to dry basically today. But yeah, I'm a little bit bummed because it looked like it was going to be a pretty fun event. And obviously playing with Tylyn and Windham and Yellow S2K and Donut and MXWayGamer, they're all really, really nice people. So it would have been a lot of fun today for sure to do it. But I guess we'll just move it to another day. I think we're already working on trying to figure out something maybe in this coming week that we can still do. But yeah, we'll get to it eventually. I'm positive of that, but just not going to happen today. So let's go ahead. We're going to play the game a little bit, as you guys can see. So we'll jump in game here. If it's still, there we go. And I'll just kind of go around and do a couple different things. We don't have the full access to the game yet because we only have like this little preview build that they gave us for doing this tournament today. So we'll go ahead and just kind of ride around. We were going to be racing San Diego. I honestly don't know how much of this information was out on the public Facebook or whatever that they had. But we were going to be racing San Diego. I think we're going to do a 10-minute race with the 6 of us. And then the top 2 from that transferred to a finale that we would then race Daytona. So instead, I'm going to do a different track because San Diego I've just played on repeat and I've gotten a little tired with it. So let's do something different. I'll let you guys pick. Give us a track that you guys want to play. I'll read chat in the meantime while we're waiting here. Let's see. What am I missing in chat? What are you guys talking about over here? Can we see kit? Like customization? No, I can't show customization, unfortunately. We only have access to like this little display here, which shows like rider data. So we have all this stuff that we can change, but we can't show off kits and stuff like that. We were going to play multiplayer obviously today, but all right, we've got all over the board here. We got Denver, St. Louis, Arlington, Seattle, Denver, Indy, Oakland, Daytona, Denver. Seeing Denver more than anything yet. Oh my, holy cow, it's just an absolute barrage. All right, let's do Denver to start because you guys are going crazy about Denver. And I'll do a couple laps on that and then we'll go somewhere else. I was slated to race for the Monster Energy Kawasaki team today, so I'll keep going with that as Eli Tomac. We'll play a little bit of Denver here. Gosh, all right. So this game is kind of interesting. I was going to have a first look video come out this week, but it ended up not kind of working out the way that it was supposed to, I guess. That was going to have like all my thoughts in it. Well, I already did a first look video. It was like a first look of career mode, I guess. And it's an interesting game for sure. There's like some good parts of it. There's some bad parts for sure. Like I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's the greatest game ever made, anything like that. There are things that I like. There are things that I definitely do not like. One thing that I actually like a decent bit is that it's a lot more technical than in past games. You can still kind of do the like grind through rhythm sections, do a little bit of like whoop sections for rhythms, which kind of sucks. But it's not nearly as fast as it used to be. You definitely do have to get some rhythm lanes completely spot on and like land them clean and stuff like that now. Whereas in the past, you could flub everything up and it would be awful. But I feel like with the way that they built some of these tracks in this game, it honestly doesn't really lend to doing that whole like the rhythms flow good type of riding. I'm not sure like why they decided to go with the certain builds that they did. I think that they could have maybe gone a little bit better with creating some of the tracks. Denver's actually one of the better tracks when it comes to like an actual track that has pretty standardly built jumps. Like they didn't change much about the actual layout, but when you guys pick up this game, you will realize that they made a lot of significant changes to some other tracks that don't make them better, in my opinion. I'm not sure why they decided to cut down some jumps or, you know, cut down some sections or whatever, but definitely doesn't play as smoothly as it should because of that in some cases. So a little couple laps here on Denver, and I'm trying to think, is there anything else I could show you guys other than just the tracks, basically? Oof. Kind of a cool little ghost challenge here where it challenges your best ghost of all time with the session ghost. So my session ghost is obviously the Eli that is kind of like going through me right now, but Justin Barsha up there is my best ghost of all time on Denver. So that's kind of like a cool little feature. Yeah, you're gonna say that every single time, Keegan. I can't up the bitrate, buddy. That's what my internet allows. I'm working on getting better internet, but I can't change the bitrate because my internet only goes so high. So the cornering, I think, feels a lot better than old games because you do actually have to get like pretty well stopped for the corner, and like it's not like a momentum thing as much anymore. It's more of actually getting around a corner smoothly. You can do rear end slides, which is a thing in this game now, and it wasn't in other games, so that's kind of fun. In general, I think it's just an upgrade in the cornering. I don't think it's an upgrade in air physics. They've tried to like do this whole like kind of like free the whip thing a little bit, but it's like you can take off straight air and then do like kind of like oppo whip stuff like that. It's kind of strange. Throw some stupid whips. So yeah, like I said, I mean, there are a lot of things I could talk about. I kind of want to wait until I actually post a video instead of just doing a stream. But I wanted to do a little bit more streaming than not today because I was supposed to have a full stream ready for you guys to go, but yeah, they postponed the event. So if you're just joining us, we were supposed to have a YouTuber tournament going on right now. We would have been racing San Diego with myself, Tylyn, Yellow S2K, Donut, Windham151, and MXWayGamer, but the Milestone guys decided the servers weren't really kind of, I guess, prepared for us or what have you, so they're going to work on fixing that, and it seems like we're going to have something going later in the week, but we'll keep you guys updated on that. Let's change cameras a little bit. There's like an away camera here, so it's a little further because I see you guys talking about camera. It's amazing to me that so many of you guys are just looking at video and saying it's the worst game ever. Like, I'm not gonna say it's the best game ever. It's not, but it's far from the worst game I've ever played that's a motocross game, I'll tell you that much. It feels a lot different, I feel like, than it looks. Like, even when I watch back some of the video footage that I've released on the channel, it looks pretty bad. But it actually is not a terribly hard game to find a decent flow in. Feel like it's pretty fun. There's challenging aspects of it. There's easier aspects of it. It's okay. It's not the best game ever. I get it, but to say that it's the worst game ever is a little bit out there, I feel like. Do a little bit of first-person action. Ooh, a little short there. I'm terrible in first person when it comes to games like this, so I'm trying to really like focus in here and like make sure that I at least play it decently looking. There we go. All right, so a little bit of Denver action. Let me switch back to my camera that I'm accustomed to. We'll do a different track. Saw a couple Las Vegas, saw a couple, well, St. Louis isn't in the game, but I saw people saying St. Louis. Yeah, I can try to do a backflip. Let me switch up tracks here. Can't do compound tracks, those are locked. So we did Denver. I'm trying to think of another track that's kind of fun that I've played. I don't think I've actually played Detroit yet. Yeah, Geico Honda's in the game, so look, I can show you guys essentially everybody that comes with the game as someone that you can ride as. Webb, Muscan, Tomac, Savachi, Baggett, Bogle, Bloss, Brayton, Freeze, Mookie, Hill, Reed, Barsha, Plessinger, Osborne, Anderson, Chisholm, Alex Ray, Adam Enticknap, Ben LeMay, Carlin Gardner, Austin Politelli, Bubba Pauly, Ronnie Stewart, Cheyenne Harmon, Angelo Pellegrini, Casey Brennan, Tevin Tapia, AJ Catanzaro, Scott Champion, Todd Bannister, Colton Eck, Matt Bishalia, Chance Blackburn, Josh Greco, Tyler Enticknap, Van Martin, Brandon Scherer, Brock Shoemaker, Cole Seeley, Kyle Swanson, Dakota Tedder, Dean Wilson, and Scotty Wennerstrom are in the game. And then the official presets, which I can't use yet. This is how you ride for factory teams in the game. You unlock them, and then you can choose them. And you get to choose basically the kit that the factory rider uses. So in this case, this is Malcolm Stewart's kit. This was Justin Brayton's kit. Then Jason Anderson with the Alpine Star gear, Zach Osborne with the Fly gear, and then Hep is just the same. Nothing changes about the bike or anything. Barsha's gear, Plessinger's gear. This is Webb's gear, and then Muscan's gear. Yeah, because Muscan has Arrow, Webb has Bell. And then Baggett, Bogle, and then Reed, and Hill. And I think that's all the factory teams you can be on. And then obviously Kawasaki has Eli and Joey Savachi. And then Honda HRC. So you guys have asked about if Kenny's in the game. Kenny is not in the game. And you'll be mad about it, I'm sure. But there's nothing that really can be done about that because Ken Roxon decides he doesn't want to be in the game. That's not Milestone saying, forget about Ken Roxon, we're just going to exclude him. They probably went to his team of people, which is Steven Astafin and Chris Onstadt, and said, hey, can we have Roxon be in the game? And they said $500,000 or something like that. And then Milestone was like, yeah, I'm not going to pay that. And they're like, tough luck. I mean, that's to a T, that's probably somewhere in the range of what happened, because that's what happens with these guys. Like, that's why you have like MX Superfly not having Chad Reed, and that's why you have like Supercross 2000 not having Jeremy McGrath in it and stuff like that. Like, they have to make money to be in the game, to be used, have their likeness be used. And if Milestone can't afford to pay whatever they're asking, they're not going to pay. Like, that's just the unfortunate situation that it puts kind of them in, to sometimes have guys and sometimes not. Now with GPs, it's different because the FIM owns the likeness of the GP guys that race MXGP. So you can buy a whole license and get every MXGP rider. That's easy. But they can't do that for Supercross because Supercross doesn't own the likeness of Ken Roxon and doesn't own the likeness of Eli Tomac and stuff like that. So that's why I know Kenny. The postponed is probably going to be until like maybe Thursday of this week. Thursday, Friday is what they were talking about. I'm hoping that whatever date they choose, I can still make it to, because, working for Racer X now, it can't be readily available just at any drop of a hat. So it worked out this weekend. It might not work out in the future, but I hope that I can at least race whatever event that they do choose. Ooh, a little long here. Still triple? All right, cool. Oh, triple from the inside. Couldn't quite get it. triple out of this corner. Yeah, Eli was doing that in the race. Nice. It's a pretty fun track. I actually haven't played this one yet, so this is new territory for me. Too long. Check up and double that. Double out. And my ghost is now whooping me. I can't ride 250s in this preview build, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Wish I could, but yeah, I can't. No two smokes in the game. You'll notice that some of the comments they're making was like we replicated the 2019 Supercross season. Well, nobody rode a two-stroke in 2019. Ronnie Ford was denied a license from his 2018 season, so he did not ride a two-stroke, and wasn't even out there. So no two-strokes. It's a bummer, but I kind of get it. It's not like you pick up F1 and you're like, can I drive a I don't know, a V8, you know, engine screamer from 2004 in a race against all these guys? Not usually. Yeah, the camera is one thing that I'm gonna talk to them about for sure. I'm not sure why it does this thing where it like kind of weirdly follows you through the air. Like it gets like low and then high and then down again, and then it's just like, why doesn't it just sit on one fixated point behind the rider? Why does it need to have this like weird undulation of up and down and all around? Like just stick behind the rider and you're good. Like I don't get it. Who's they don't listen? What does that mean? Trying to read the comments at the same time as playing it. Alright, a little bit bored with this track already. Let's see, what else can we play? Blah, 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 blah. No Screaming Eagle, no. Do a barrel roll. Why does the rider look like a jello body? Yeah, so that's one thing that they told me. They wanted to really work on rider animations because, as you guys know, when you ride in real life, you're usually pretty animated on the bike. And I thought that was going to be something that like they'd almost fix. But now they make it so that like he's like on the bars all the time. I don't really get that. Like that's not realistic to real life. Like he kind of like undulates from the bar and does this and stuff like that in real life. But I'm not sure why they like almost went overboard with the animations, in my opinion, but to each their own, I suppose. Let's see. I can't show customization options. All right, you guys are wanting to see Glendale. You guys have asked a lot of Glendale, so I'll do Glendale. Glendale, I don't think is a track I've played either. Anyway. So you can brake tap. Doesn't really do much, but you can actually lock up the rear wheel. And so like if you happen to do a lean forward at the same time, it looks kind of cool. You have so much more control of the rider in the air than you did before that like it kind of, see, like that's locking up the rear brake. It doesn't change the dynamic of the bike. There's no gyro effect from it, but you can do like a semi lean forward and it looks kind of cool or kind of realistic, I guess. Oh, I have played this track. All right. Didn't even know that. Big old throw it out there. It looks so goofy. Oh, man. Almost jumping all the way across. Gonna triple this. Nice. Triple again. Tuck to the inside. Yeah, loading screens are pretty fast. Playing online just a little bit that we were able to, they seem like they're pretty fast online as well, so that's good. Hopefully that carries over into like the real full game, because obviously I still have a preview build. I think that for the most part this is like the finished version of the game. It's just they gave me a little build that can only play so much. But yeah, like, it seems like in terms of like setting everything up and lobbies and all that stuff, it actually looks pretty good. But we haven't really been able to dive too deep into anything beyond just like time trials, single events, and then obviously the little multiplayer action that we did today before the stream. But whoa boy, yep, a little too far there. Do a backflip. All right, you guys want me to do a backflip? Let me see if I can get. I don't think I can get it off this jump. Nah, where could I do it? Because the one Supercross triple, well, the two Supercross triples, I don't think are big enough. Maybe that one is. Triple this? No. Yeah, so that's one thing too, is that I don't know why they fiddled with so much of the tracks instead of leaving them pretty almost base standard, which I feel like would have made the tracks better in this game if they just left them kind of nice and rolled out and peaked out and stuff like that. Let's try this. No, there's no way. Maybe that beginning of that rhythm over there. I've done a backflip, but I did it on the compound. And obviously we don't have access to the compound right now. They also seem to really like peeking out rhythm jumps in this build. Not sure if that's something that's going to keep carrying over into future genres of the game. I mean, I kind of like it, like I said, because of the technical aspect of it, but... Alright, let me try on this Supercross triple down here in this corner, because it seems like it's a little bit bigger. No. I know that there's a track I can do it on. It's just kind of, you've already seen it. If you watch Tylyn, you've already seen it. So I'll move on from Glendale. Monster Cup is not in the base game that I've seen, but it could be added as DLC. Not gonna swear to it. All right, so on Houston, you absolutely can do a backflip. So we'll go ahead and do that, and hopefully I can do it quickly, and then we'll move on from Houston because you've already seen me play it. Will they ever add the different rider gear / bike stickers that change every race, or is that wishful thinking? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, if you're on a factory team, you mean? Like, can you change your gear and the stickers change on the jersey? I hope they add that. I'm not going to swear to them doing it, but it's something that they really should entertain doing for sure. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller. Can you not skim whoops? Yeah, you absolutely can skim whoops. It's actually not terribly hard to do. See, skim whoops a little bit. I mean, I still bounce through them, but yeah, you absolutely can skim whoops in this game. All right, let's try a backflip. There we are. You got a backflip, folks. Congratulations. It's not that crazy. Like, it's not... So, yeah. I'll do Daytona because I'm seeing that one. Daytona, and then I'll probably end with Oakland because I'm seeing a lot of Oakland as well. Talk to them about rider movement. Yeah, I've talked to them about every single thing. And some of it they listen, some of it they don't. Daytona. So Daytona was if we won the 6-rider race between myself, Tylyn, Yellow, Donut, MXWayGamer. I think that's it. Windham. Then whoever the top two from that moved on to Daytona to face off against each other. So Daytona I've already played a little bit. I'll do a race for Oakland. How about that? And an oppo whip is actually, all you have to do is take off, and then you do this, and it's really, really stupid looking, but that's how you throw an oppo in this game. For those of you that say, I'm not buying this game because you're over Milestone or whatever, like, honestly, to me, that's just so counterproductive because you're not willing to, like, see their changes come into effect. Like, this game may look the same as Monster Energy Supercross 2 to you. It's not, I promise. I can tell you on repeat that it's not. It's way different. It's got a completely different vibe. It's got a completely different system to how everything flows. Like it's a lot different, and it's a challenge to learn it. I'll admit that. It may not look the greatest when you first start playing it, but you'll eventually get good enough at it to make it look decent. So maybe I don't like everything about the game, but I mean, come on, dude. If you like dirt bikes, why are you not buying a video game that is about dirt bikes? Even if it's not like the best game or whatever, I don't get that logic, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess I love dirt bikes so much that I'm willing to play anything that has it in them. Ah, short. Yeah, I get that their rider's gear changes, but it's a thing where it's like they only have so much space, so much time, all that stuff to work on getting that much gear into game and being that intricately detailed. It's something that I'll talk to them about, but I think it's more or less something where in the future they might let it be a thing that you can use different gear on factory teams, and then like all the sponsors and all that stuff kind of carry over. Well, but okay, so here's what I'm gonna say to you, Brad, because I see what you're saying there about you're tired of the same slight little updates and paying $50 a game and stuff like that, and I get where you're coming from, believe me, and that's fine, but it's the same exact concept as Madden, MLB The Show, NBA 2K, FIFA. Every single sports game that is a huge franchise these days is releasing yearly updates with small changes, updating whatever teams, riders, whatever, players, etc., and then releasing the game. I mean, yeah, you could call it a money grab, but it's just the same thing universally. I mean, F1 games are like that. MotoGP games are like that. All the racing games that pertain to a real series like this one does are like that. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's like almost counterintuitive, because if I loved the NBA, for example, if I loved playing basketball, I would buy NBA 2K every year just because it's a new basketball game to play. Which is why I love dirt bikes and supercross and motocross, which is, you know, if a game comes out, I'm buying it, I'm playing it, I'm figuring out how good it is or how bad it is or whatever. I'm still going to buy it and play it. I get your point for sure, and I'm not saying buy this game just because of that, but that's just, to me, that's what I'm saying, is that like other franchises are doing the same thing, and yeah, maybe you don't like those franchises either, but that's what I mean, is that it's just kind of the same thing. Oh, so I get what you're saying, Bam. If you're not on a factory team, if you're on like a whatever, you just get your own sponsorship in this game, I guess. You can do that where your sponsors carry over and your gear and all that stuff has the sponsors on it. I thought you were talking about being on like a factory team, and you know, that is like a little bit different because there's so many sponsors associated with the factory team that like changing from gear to gear might be a little bit more of a tougher thing. But yeah, totally, I think in this game, you'll be able to do the thing where you're like riding for your own team, and the sponsors carry over from jersey to jersey, bike to bike, whatever it is. Oop. Trying to read comments and play it at the same time. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying, Eric, or Ghost, is like, yeah, the Supercross doesn't change. They can make the games better. I think that they're working towards that. Maybe you guys don't think that, and I get it. Like, I'm not gonna tell you to buy this game. Personally speaking, I think that there are a lot of things wrong with this game. I'm not gonna lie to you about that, but from my perspective, I just like playing whatever game it is. Like, I play the crap out of All Out, and there's loads of people that tell me I'm an idiot for playing All Out. And then I play the crap out of Sim, and there's people that tell me I'm the dumbest person ever for putting that much time into a game that's 12 years old at this point. So I'm never going to win, but I'm going to enjoy the heck out of playing these games for what they are, because they're dirt bike related games, and I love dirt bikes, and I love Supercross and motocross, and if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be, you know? I'm trying to read the comments at the same time. It's not really working out here. Yeah, this one feels really responsive, Eric. I don't think I'm having any input delays. I'm on PC, which, to be honest, I don't think had the input delay problem you're talking about. So, yeah, not sure. Any improvement on the ruts? Nope. And that's one thing that I have beaten their head apart on. I'm saying, I tell them on repeat that you guys are going to lose your core audience if you don't make ruts that are decent, because that is so core Supercross and motocross. It has to just be part of the game. If you want it to be realistic, if you want it to be authentic, you got to have ruts that work, and they don't really have ruts that work. So I'll keep beating their heads in on that one too. Why can't they put sponsor logos on helmets? So I think a lot of the thing with sponsors and the logos and stuff on the gear, and why they don't do that or why they do or don't, but I think that more or less comes down to a time frame problem, because so like bell helmets, shift helmets are in this game. I know you guys have complained about that on repeat. As far as I can tell, shift gear is in the game as well. There's also more 7 gear options, which people seem to love. I think Fast House is also in the game, which people are really on board with. When they do all these changes, right, and you have a new helmet model, for example, you have to like give definitive details on where like every sponsor logo would go on the helmet. With a set of gear, the gear's not going to change, right? A Bell helmet's shaped way different than an Arrow helmet is, or a Shoei helmet is, or a Fox helmet, or whatever. So you have to be like, yeah, okay, so he's sponsored by Yoshimura. Can we put a Yoshimura sticker on the visor? Well, that visor on the Fox helmet's going to be a lot different than on the Bell, and it's going to be a lot different on the Shift and all this stuff. So that, I think, comes down to more of a time consumption thing, where they could do it, but it would take them a week to do it, and their cycle with updating the game is like 4 months. So do you want them dedicating time so that you can put sponsors on a helmet, or would you rather them work on physical aspects of the game, which I think that they should improve more than anything? You know, I think that there are things that they almost have to not do in order to improve the games where they feel like they need to be improved. So on that side of it, I agree with you. I think that there should be the ability to like slap stickers all over your helmet, or, you know, the gear sponsors change really easily, or whatever. But I understand from their perspective why it's a little bit of a tougher thing to kind of do. All right, let's see. Do you think they will ever make a more simulated version of the physics? To be honest with you, no, I don't. Because it's a console game. It's not a PC game. I think PC games are simulated, and I think console games are not. I don't think F1 2020 or 2019, whichever is the newest game that's out, is realistic at all. They have an esport around it, but I don't think it's very realistic, if I'm honest with you. I think if you play iRacing, or if you play Assetto Corsa, if you play R Factor, those games are way more realistic when it comes to actual simulating the drivability, the slickness of the road, the traction of the vehicle, stuff like that. So I think that you're always going to have the simulated side of games be on PC, and the console ridiculously unrealistic side of stuff be more on consoles. And that's just the way that the cycle is going to go, because you're not going to be able to sell hundreds of thousands of copies of this game if it's simulated and super difficult. I think that they should add a like simulated mode where it's a little bit tougher to play and get used to, but again, it's more of a, what do you want them to work on? Do you want them to buckle down and completely redo their simulation physics and give us like a physics overhaul? And for us core players, which there's only a handful of when it comes to the market that they're targeting, we have like this awesome simulated feel of a game, which I would really, really, really love for sure. Or would you rather them holistically improve the game so that the physics on a console side are not awful? They're not the best, but they're not awful. And then we also have so much more of like a storyline, customization, compound, etc. That's why I think that they're always going to struggle with is finding that balance of like, how do we appeal to the core market and how do we appeal to the casual market, which is 10% is core, 90% is casual. And so if you're running a business, I think they're going to look here and they're going to forget about us a little bit here more often than not. I'm just saying, like, that's how it's going to kind of go almost when you're looking at the dollar signs. Yeah, so Brody, I already hit on this. Roxan's not in the game because his agents probably wanted too much money that Milestone couldn't afford. That's just the core value of how riders get into and out of games. And if he asked for too much money and Milestone was like, yeah, we can't really afford to pay you that much, then it's a moot point. They're not going to agree on anything. Let's see. Does it feel the same MXGP 2019, or would you say it's improvement on the formula physics from them games? I feel like it's not even close to MXGP 2019, to be honest with you. I think it's a lot different. MXGP 2019 has this weird... you have to carry so much momentum in and out of your corners that everything else sucks if you're not apexing corners at, like, rapid rates. But in this game, I feel like you can come to, like, almost a stop. And then I was in second gear there, but if you're in first gear and you come from almost a dead stop, like, it actually doesn't slow you down that much to kind of do that in a corner. So I think that, like, cornering wise, way different than MXGP. Air physics wise, it's a complete overhaul from any game they've released before. Is it great? I don't think so, but it's better in some aspects and it's worse in some aspects. So, you know, take your wins and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, they can't take a year off, as Cowie was saying up there, because they're, like, obligated to make a game every year for Feld. Like, they sign a contract and say, like, yeah, we're going to make the Supercross game. And they're like, great, all right, you're doing it every year then. Like, that's how these contracts work. You don't say, hey, MLB, we're going to make a game in 2020, and then we're not going to make one till 2023. And they're going to be like, all right, see you later, dude. We don't want this contract. We want you putting stuff out every year that kind of updates with our players. So that's not how this contract is ever going to go down. They're never going to, like, take a bunch of time off and be like, well, let's perfectly fix one game and then we can start releasing them in succession. It's going to be a slow building process, unfortunately. Let's see. I'll exit and do another track. I'll also do a race because somebody was asking to do that. Let's see. Can you show us first person? Yeah, I'll do first person in the next race. I'll do, I think I already played, I didn't play Nashville, but I wanted to play Oakland. Somebody was asking about Oakland. I can't show customization, unfortunately. I can go in here, but I can't look at appearance or anything like that. So, yeah, just can't do that. Oakland is what someone wanted. So we'll go ahead and do a quick race on Oakland, and then I guess I'll do Nashville to wrap it up. I didn't want to, like, stream forever here, but I want to get St. Louis is coming up here pretty quick, and
we are at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum for Monster Energy AMA Supercross.
Right. Work isn't making me do stuff right now, so I have a little bit more time to get stuff done here. Eli Tomac, I'm right.
Get ready. That gate is...
Do a race here, and then we'll do a little bit of time trial in Nashville, and then I'll call it a stream. I believe I put it on all time because I've already done a couple races and I put the physics on all time, and or physics, I mean the AI on all time. Quad out. Oh man, a little short. Now this one, I think, can you clear it all the way into the corner? Not quite. It's just not enough of an oomph. There we are. Getting rhythms down a little bit better. Get this triple. It's a big one. Not able to show the track editor. I don't have access to that yet, unfortunately. But if I'm being honest with you, I have seen it. Not much has changed. You can make everything sand, which is cool. Like, you can make whatever obstacle you want to be sand, and they added a just a couple more objects, but it's mostly the same as it was before. Oof. How long does it take me to make those tracks that I make in Supercross 2? That's a great question, because nobody ever really cares to ask me stuff like that. That track that was St. Louis that I played this week probably took a little over an hour. Just making sure everything is like kind of works, fits well. Let's see if I can jump all the way into the corner. Oh man, just like barely pulls you down right there at the end. Am I on all time? Let me double check. I thought I was on all time. Anyway, let me do a couple more laps of this race, then I'll back out and let you know for sure if I was on all time. I think right now it would be technically called a beta version, but if I'm being 100% honest with you, I think it's actually pretty close to being a finished version of the game with what I'm playing right now. Yeah, so Ghost Ninja, he just posted, I can't post, it's held for review, but he said they need to fix the F and tough blocks. And you know what, dude, I am 100% on board with you. The San Diego round that we were supposed to play today for the video is atrocious with the tough blocks. Like, they're strewn about everywhere. They make no sense where they're located. So yeah, tough blocks are something that I'm like, gosh, man, they made it pretty terrible. So yeah, the YouTube tournament's probably going to be posted till, like, postponed, I should say, until sometime later this week. Talking to the guys, it sounds like maybe Thursday is a possibility. I don't think I can do Friday or next Saturday. So I told them, you know, if it works out that I can't make it, it's okay. I'd love to be able to race them, but I don't want just me specifically being the guy that holds them up, and it's a little bit more difficult for me, I think, to do some stuff just because of my job, pulling me away in some aspects of it. It worked out this weekend. I got the clearance to be able to do it this weekend, but I think in some events in the future, it'll be a little bit more tough. So yeah, if you're just joining us, the tournament that we were supposed to do today was postponed, and so I'm just doing like a little playthrough stream, just showing some stuff off and answering questions. Essentially what happened was we got together and the servers were just not really working the way that the guys from Italy had hoped, and so they were talking to us about what they wanted to do, and Tylyn was the one that suggested we postpone it just because it didn't look very good, which, I mean, I agree with it. It didn't. It needs to look a little bit better than what it was, and I think it'd be a little less fun to do a stream where you can't see the competitors as much as we could, so they pushed it back a little bit, and hopefully we get around to doing it. Do I ever think Milestone will do an official enduro game? Now, okay, I don't think that they're ever going to do a full-blown enduro game, but you got to think that they're on the verge of doing something enduro-related with the compound that they put in Supercross 2, was it? Where it had, like, some enduro aspects on it. I feel like, right? Like, they have to do something enduro-related at some point. Or was that MXGP 2019 that compound is on? Because they put, like, a little bit of, like, an enduro course that you can ride in that game. So, yeah. How much money do I make with Racer X? Yeah, bro, you want to see my bank account, my taxes and stuff like that, dude? While I'm at it, you want my social security number? I mean, I make enough, dude. I make a decent living. My wife makes a lot more money than I do, so fortunately I have her, but I'm not gonna, like, just be like, yeah, dude, I make exactly this much money. How are the ruts, if any, and what are your opinions on how the track should deform? Because track terrain deformation is what really turns me off about this game. Yeah, I was telling people who were here a little bit earlier, I preached to them ruts on repeat. Like, I was like, you guys need to fix these ruts, and I'm hoping that they take what I say into account. But yeah, like, they're not that great in this game. You glide right through every rut in every corner. They don't hold you in. The track deforms. It definitely changes. but not enough really to make a difference. And that aspect of it kind of sucks to me. I think that they need to do a little bit more work there, if I'm honest. Oof. I can't ride the compound. I don't have access to it in the build that we have. Teams and sponsors in this game. So I went through the teams list a little bit earlier. I can do that real fast before we do one last race here. Yeah, you can backflip in this game. Do I have my animations on? No, I don't. You can backflip, but like you seriously need the biggest jump ever to do it.
Fantastic effort
I did
by
it once
these
on
riders.
Houston. I did it a couple times when I had access to the compound. I don't have access anymore. They changed the build of our game, but yeah. All right, let's see. What other questions can I answer while I'm sitting here? We'll do time attack on Nashville. So yeah, riders, I went through everybody, but the official presets, you have Monster Cowie, Honda HRC, Smart Top Bullfrog Spas Honda, Rockstar Husky, Hep Motorsports Suzuki, Factory Yamaha, Factory KTM, Rocky Mountain KTM, and Yoshimura JGR Suzuki. So you have 9 presets for factory teams you can join, and I think it's 11 in 250s. It might be, I think it's one more, maybe 10. Geico, JGR, Pro Circuit, TLD, Star, Rockstar Husky, and then I think you can join AJE or whatever it is, Gas Monkey Garage, and then you can join. Why am I forgetting them right now? I can't look at the 250 guys anymore because they took that part of the build away from us. Anyway, keep playing as Tomac because I'm just kind of used to it at this point. If they fix the servers in MESX1 multiplayer, it would be much better. Yeah, I think they're working on new servers for this game. Is the game good? I still play the first one. I like it, but people will tell you they hate it, and some people will tell you it's the greatest game ever. I'm somewhere in between that. It's a good game. It's okay. Some things suck. Some things are all right. I mean, it is what it is. Thoughts on who wins Supercross tonight? No idea, dude. It's freaking up in the air as ever. Is Stu the fastest man on a dirt bike ever? Sure. Yeah, Stu's pretty great. Anyone want to join MX2? Is it worth the jump from Supercross 2 from what you have seen? I'm going to say yes. I think that the moves that they've made in this game from Supercross 2 are enough to warrant you buying the game. However, I know that there are some things that they got wrong, and there are some things that they improved a lot. So it's really a judgment call, I think, on a level of like, are the things that they changed what you wanted, or are the things they changed what someone else wanted? So they added a lot of level of customization, which is great. They added factory teams, which is great. They added the 8 Supercross test track compounds here in Corona. I think that's really cool. I think that like the dedicated servers and the race director mode are what appeals to me about the game. But I think that physically they took a couple steps backwards in some aspects and like one step forward in a couple. So like the corners are better. The air physics are worse, in my opinion. The speed is a little bit off. I think contact with riders needs to be fixed. I think tough blocks need to be fixed. I think the tracks are a little bit eh. But again, it's like some of it's good, some of it's not. It really depends, you know. I'll do Nashville and we'll call it a stream here because Supercross is starting in 9 minutes. Do all the bikes rev on the line instead of just like yours in 2? I think so, yeah. I'm not in a race mode right now, but I think all the bikes rev on the line. Whips seem like they'd be great if you could start them earlier like a real whip. Yeah, I'd kind of agree with you there. Let's see. I can't show the, or I'll go through the whole tracks list and track selection after this, I suppose. AI skill level. Oh yeah, I was meant to look at that after this one. Man, I'm playing terrible. Any news on future MXGP games? I don't have an update for you currently. All I do know is that they are pretty likely to have a good string of a couple years here more of games. Like, I don't think that they're pulling out of the moto industry anytime soon. Does that mean that I know for a fact games are coming? No, but in talking with them, it seems like things are positively like working for them enough that they can still warrant producing games for us. So this is Nashville. No, it is not a race-worn Reed jersey. It might be like practice or test track worn or something like that. I don't know. But it is signed by him. I keep forgetting to jump across the start. A little short there. Oh yeah, first person. I was meant to do that. I'll do goggle view this time. I don't really love goggle view, but I'll do it. Quad in. Nice. And then triple middle here, and then quad out. Nice, nailed it. I feel like in first person, this game actually doesn't look that bad. You can go out of goggle view here. It's a little bit clearer. Jump across. Nice. Whew! Got a kick there. Ooh, that's a tough rhythm there. AMA National game is a thing of hot topic, and I've talked to them about it before on whether it's something that would happen. The problem with an AMA National game is it's a lot harder to get people to these rounds than it is for them in Supercross. Like, Supercross is in cities, obviously, so it's a little bit easier, a little bit closer. Taking some Italian guy that doesn't know how to get around the US and sending him to all these motocrosses out in the middle of nowhere is a little bit tougher. But one of the bigger problems that they kind of, I guess, come across is that, like, Feld owns the rights to these, like, tracks, likenesses in stadiums and stuff like that. The Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Series doesn't own the right to Paula Raceway or Fox Raceway or whatever. Like, they own the right to that weekend of it, but, like, you probably still have to get the legality side of it sorted out with, like, hey, can we have your likeness be in the game? And then maybe they'll be like, no, and then you come into more problems like that. Whereas like this one, it's like, yeah, they've rented the stadium, they own the likeness of this racetrack, so it's totally fair game. Like, they can say whatever they want about it. Oof. Ever thought about doing watch-along streams for IRL races? Just curious. Yeah, I'm out on that one because Feld will clap my cheeks if I do like watch-along streams. Like, I can't show the broadcast. I could do a stream where like I'm just watching it myself and you're just watching me talk about it, but I think posting anything that Feld has on there and on my YouTube channel is like the quickest way I could get this channel shut down. So I think I'm out on that. All right, so that's a little bit of Nashville. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys really quickly a run through all the tracks that are in the game so you can like see what they look like from the little picture image. And then I'm gonna end the stream because I want to go ahead and watch Supercross tonight. And I think you guys too. It looks like already 70 people or so have left that were watching the stream. By the way, thanks everybody for coming by and watching. I know that like this is kind of random and the whole postpone thing, which it might still happen later this week. I'm going to change the name of this video after this is over. But I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching. This is really cool for sure that so many of you are here. So of course we have A1, then Glendale was round 2. Then we have Anaheim 2, which I played and everything is really peaky on that track. It's really difficult rhythm sections. We just saw me play Oakland. San Diego is what we were going to play. San Diego is like honestly one of my least favorite tracks in this game. Really, really challenging, weird track. Minneapolis, kind of fun, kind of weird at the same time. Arlington is all right. It's like oddly similar to Glendale, where like the rhythms look like they should have a lot of good flow, but they don't. I'm not sure why. Maybe I just haven't played it enough. Detroit, you guys saw me play a little bit earlier. Atlanta is okay. The rhythm lane on the right-hand side of the screen here kind of sucks, in my opinion, but the rest of the track is pretty fun. Daytona, you guys saw me play. Indy is not bad. It's okay. It doesn't have a lot of like long rhythm lanes, which kind of almost makes it better because it's like just jump in, jump out of a section. But I could get why people wouldn't like it. Seattle is really weird. I think it's just like the way that this track was in real life made it so in this game it was like impossible to build because you get like flying into some sections and you can like launch, bounce, 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 and it looks really stupid. Other sections you have like no speed for, so it's kind of a weird one. Houston, you guys saw me already do a video on. Nashville, we played just now. Denver, I played at the beginning of the stream. East Rutherford is it's a decent track. It's kind of fun. A little bit more technical than some of the other tracks with the rhythm lanes that are mixed in. And then Vegas is just kind of strange. Like this rhythm section down the left side of the track here is like you can only just like double, 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 double all the way through it just because of the way things are built. So not sure. Yeah, kind of a weird track for sure. Wrapping up, let's see. 450 predictions for tonight. I'm going to say, bam, AC gets his first win. I think Webb's going to get second. And Anderson gets third. I'll just say that. I don't know. Completely out to lunch with that. I have no idea. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the views. I'm going to head downstairs and watch some St. Louis now. But I'll see you guys in all of our future videos here on the channel. All right, Kellen on here saying so long for now.